Good catch. Was that you, Emily?
That was Emily.
Welcome to our Collage Zoom training. And you have not missed much because we just started recording. So Cheryl Meyer and I from Sanctuary in the Woods are very happy to be with you tonight. And I'm gonna, again, share the screen real quick and show you the rest of our agenda. So now that everyone knows, see, now I forced you into full screen mode again. You can teach your folks, escape, and then manage how much of your screen the Zoom room takes up, and how much you can bring the people over and make sure your folks get community, right? Can you guys feel comfortable with that? Big change. And that's real important. Otherwise, people are just going to have that little tiny strip of, 4 faces or whatever. And if you're doing a training that has a lot of PowerPoint, they're going to miss all that connection. They're going to miss all those faces. So you want to make sure that you can keep checking on them. Make sure, again, like I just did, that we're all in the game and they're all in gallery. Once I run you through a real quick familiarization of the Zoom tools that you'll be using to train, we'll do a quick Q&A only on those tools. And then we hope to get at the end of the hour, about halfway through, to try to hit you with some really powerful tools for facilitators, which is sharing your screen, loads of technique around that, breakout rooms, really powerful for small groups, polls, which are fun and keep ensured that your folks are engaged. And then also something that I just did tonight, a bit, spotlight parties, fabulous. And we will point you toward additional resources. All right, sound good? Everyone do this. Yes, Joe, that sounds fantastic. Okay, I thought you'd be in love with that. Okay, so real quickly, I am going to cruise you around this screen. And like I said, we've already gone into the upper right-hand corner speaker view. When you click on speaker view, you're gonna get one gigantic face. When you click on gallery view, you make sure you see everybody. And if you ever have a class with more than 25, you're either gonna have multiple screens, or in your setup, you can click that and make 49 screens available on your laptop. Little tiny faces, okay? Now, if we go back down here to the bottom, the mute, you see this, your little microphone? Honest to goodness, that's mute on or mute off, no worries. That's about all we want people to know down there. Video, same thing, video on, video off. You always want to encourage folks to have their video on, just so one, they're there. Two, so people can see each other's faces and we have as much of that interpersonal connection as we can, right? I will also, go ahead, Cheryl.
On the mute thing.
You went on mute, Cheryl.
All right, you can stay unmuted.
You understand showing my trick.
Oh yeah, I'm showing you your trick. If you use your space bar, you can go unmuted for just a moment while you're talking, and then when you let go,
Everyone try that. So go ahead and touch your space bar, hold it down. Ooh. You see how you go? Isn't that cool? Angel, it's worth the money already, isn't it? There you go. Yeah.
Then you just go back and let go.
Let it go and you're back on mute. Isn't that fabulous? Come on, right here. You're welcome. Angel's good. Okay. All right. Good job, Cheryl. Thank you for that reminder. Now, even more fun. Ready? Let's go to the video. And see the little arrow to the right-hand side of the video? Click on the arrow. And you see this right here, the second little fellow, choose virtual backgrounds, yes? Ooh, click on that. And you can suddenly be on a sunny beach somewhere, or you could be at Sanctuary in the Woods. There's our tiny house. See that little guy right there? See our big rock? You can make your own, like I have done with tools like Canva. You can throw your logo up, Sanctuary C. You can even, which will matter in a little while, put your dog up there, okay? So
Brittany has
loads of things you can do. You can also choose none. Okay, now I'm back to my bedroom, all right? So those are kind of fun. Look at yours, Brittany, sweet. So what's cool about that is you can show the kids, and again, what's kind of fun is if you show them this early in the week and then give them homework to go get great pictures of their pets. And when you come back from a break one time, everyone will put their pets up, right? Or a picture of their home or their bedroom or their favorite place during COVID or something like that. But you can have them take those pictures and use them as a background, and then they can share about those, right? And keep on building community. All right, that's the most fun thing about stop video. Security. Can you guys see security? It's the first on the bottom strip. You cannot see it. It's because I'm the host and I'm in charge, okay? When you are the host, you have a little security button, which allows you to either enable something called a waiting room, right? So when folks try to come in, if you know, Emily, here's the list of my participants that are supposed to come in, you let them in, right? At the end of when they're already in there, you can also lock the meeting. So depending on what you're teaching and who you're teaching, those are some nice safety precautions that Zoom has put in, okay? I can also allow participants to share their screens, to chat with each other, to rename themselves. And I can also remove people. I can do loads of stuff from a security purpose down here. Kind of like if you were in the classroom and you walked over real close to somebody and said, you need to go find somewhere else to be right now. So you can sort of manage your class even though it's virtual in a loving kind way, okay? See participants. You see for that little button with 2 little people, right? And it says what, 11? Yes? That shows how many screens there are. So we have 12 people right now. Actually, we have 11 because Gabe, you're there, but I'm down here at Joe Bellas twice, and Rachel had a fire to go play with, or, you know, someone in dire need of her paramedic services. She bailed on us, you know. Happens all the time. So anyway, it tells you how many folks are there. But if you click on your participants, please do that. Out to the right hand, a box of participants should show up. Isn't that fun? Yes, can you see that? Do this for me. The faster you do this, the faster I can keep on moving. And I know I'm talking fast. I promised you 3 hours in an hour. Now, go hover over your name, and you'll see an unmute, and you'll see a more button, right? If you go to the more button, this is a great place where you can make a co-host. I'm going to actually take Cheryl right now, and I'm going to make her my co-host, because if I lose internet or something crazy, Cheryl can actually keep the entire meeting going. So this is a really good tool. Olivia, say you guys are having a storm in Phoenix where you are right now, right? And Angel, you live in New York or somewhere, you're blue skies, and you guys are co-facilitating tonight. Make one of you the host, one of you the co-host, so in case the call drops, you can maintain, or in case Olivia, your call drops, you can maintain, okay? Also, you can notice right here is a great place where it says rename yourselves. So when your kids come in and they want to rename and add their real names, maybe they're going to use their parents' account, something like that. They can put the name they want to be called. They can spell it however they want, and they can also add their pronouns here. All right. So that's why participants is fun. Also, if you go down through and give me a yes, give me a no, give me a go slower, a go faster, give me a coffee cup, Joby, I have to pee, this sucks, okay, I think this is fabulous, little thumbs up and thumbs down, all those are in there. And when you click on them, Olivia, I just saw that you did, you gave me a thumbs up, right? I get a thumbs up from Olivia, and it's only gonna last there for 10 seconds and then it comes down, okay? So it's kind of a, how are things going? Just a big check-in, all right? And it'll fall off very quickly. As a facilitator, I can clear all those. So if you made a whole bunch of marks and they were thumbs down, I could just delete them like that. All power in the host, okay? Boom, I'm done with participants, right, Cheryl? Jump in, honey, if you think I need anything. If you
That's it for participants.
Cool. Polls, we'll do that in a little while. Polls are very fun. We've made one up for you. You make them up ahead of time. People can vote, and I'll show you that near the end of the class. I have a special poll for you. Chat, same thing. Pop your chat box out, as we already have done. You want to ask folks to do that right in the beginning, okay? If I have my participants and my chat boxes both hooked up, they're top to bottom, right? So I can see both of them if I want to. And I can also grab the line in the middle. I can make them smaller or larger. Pretty much for participants, I tell them to take their chat box off. And the way you do that is you go up to the top of it. There's a little arrow on the top left, and it says close. Then my participants are gone, and my chat box is open, okay? When you set things up, something you got to think about, because if you go down right now to your chat box and it says everyone on the bottom, yes, Joe, I see that. My mouse is there, right? You click on that, and I have allowed you to send chats individually to each of you. So you could like private message anybody on the list, all right? You may want to turn that off during your sessions. Yes? You know these kids? Yes. So they'll be doing bad chat back and forth and you're clueless. Okay, so you can stop them from doing that in the way you set the meetings up. All right. And what you can do is you can either set that they can only chat with you or they can only chat with everybody. All right. That sound good? Or you can let them chat with each other. It really is depends on what you want. Let me give you one caution here. If each of you would go over to the chat box and see where it says file, little tiny word, click on the little 3 dots to the right of file, and it says save chat, right? This is something I want you all to think about, because depending on if you want this to be private, the trainings that you do, if you let folks save chat, let's all do this right now. Go ahead and hit save chat and see how it says chat saved, show in folder. If you click on that show in folder, Zoom has gone into your documents and made a Zoom file and saved the chat as a text file. Now that's really cool if you're the facilitator. And for us, as Cheryl and I are building our email list, right? We have folks put their emails over there. Are you there, Olivia? Are you okay? Are you in amazement right now? Unmute, honey, talk to me.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Are you okay?
Ignore that. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know why it sent. Sorry.
All right. You sent yours. Cool. Well, you can do that.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
You can add files over there. But my point is, from a security perspective, if you don't lock this function out, meaning not letting participants save chats, they could take all the conversation in the chat and that's going to go onto their laptop. And therefore, you've got to now, people's comments are out in the world. Do you know what I mean by that? Something, Emily, you guys may want to think of just as a facilitator group, certain settings you have just to make sure the campers feel safe, right? Because again,
yeah.
Any comments on that? Yeah, just these are little tiny things that will teach you how to do. But as Cheryl and I were looking through this thing, for your context, for who you're training and what you're training on, that might be really crucial, especially if folks put their names in there, their pronouns in there, where they're from, their email addresses, maybe their cell phone numbers, things like that. It may be a really good thing for them to have. Or you might even just say, everyone's going to have access to anything you put in the chat. And then you've allowed that out there. It'll be great conversation, but you're just letting folks measure their amount of safety. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. I'm going to, the last one I want to talk about right now is this thing called reactions. Over on the bottom right-hand side of your bottom screen, if you hit reactions, you can give me a clappy, 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 or you can give me a thumbs up. I love those are the only two options, personally. Okay, that is your Zoom tool, and you notice these drop off after 10 seconds as well. That's your Zoom tool familiarization. If you unmute yourselves and have any questions about those quick tools before I move on.
If a chat was saved, would it save everybody's chat, including like private messages?
No, private messages can't be seen by anybody.
Okay.
So they can only, if Olivia, you know what? Let me clarify, Hannah. I believe, although I have not tested this, but you can always Google it. If there are private chats between me and you, they're going to be in my list, right? But they're not going to be in Angel's list or in Brittany's list, okay? So I believe that when I save my chat, if I use this function and I save it, I'm going to probably get the private chats that I have. I think you're right there. So kind of a both and. All right, great question.
She's only going to get the stuff that she can see there. Whatever you can see, Hannah, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, so Hannah,
that's
that was your question.
That's a good question.
Good question, but I don't think that's true at the end, Hannah, unless you request it, and you may set that up. And I think Cheryl, would you write this down? We want to make sure we have like a whiteboard. We never promised to answer all your questions tonight, but we know how to find the answers to your questions. And we'll either point you to those or we'll help you out with that. That's a great one, because I do not believe, but that's something, again, as you open the conversation, as you norm the classroom, you're going to want to let kids know, right? Even though you think it's private, nothing's private, which they should already know in their world today, right? Any other questions on what I just did and how you could probably do the same thing, right? That takes about 10 minutes to walk folks through and have them actually see and even use most of the tools. Thousand one, 1,002, 1,003. All right. Okay, I'm gonna roll on then. We are hoping to spend, let me see, Cheryl. I wanna quickly talk about something called setup. And if you already know this, you can also just, stop me. Before the class, I mean, Emily, is there a corporate account, or has each of your volunteers been required to get a what they call a licensed account with Zoom, or how's that gonna work? Because if it's a free account, you can only host a meeting for 40 minutes. If you have a licensed account, your own account, which is like what, 12, 15 bucks a month, then you can have up to 100 people and you can go as long as you want.
Yeah, we have a license account.
At COLAGE?
Yeah, for COLAGE.
So there will only be one class going on at a time for the whole week?
Angel, do you unmute yourself for a...
Yeah. So that is our current dilemma. We have COLAGE's licensed account, and then one other person has already offered to use her college account, which she has access to having longer meetings and everything. We need one more person on staff to like, oh, great.
I have like a college account, so.
Okay, so it would be Ruby, Olivia, and then the COLAGE account. That would be, we have to like work with them to schedule the workshops and the meetings for the week.
All right, and one, are your stuff during, are your trainings all during the day?
Yes. Well, no, we have some evening events that are taking place, but that's just one at a time.
If you needed during the day, we could probably free up one of our accounts as well. We could probably free up the Sanctuary Online account, okay?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Yeah, just let us know, and then we'll block folks from using it. Cheryl, that seems, we do most of our work at night. Otherwise, we can use our own private accounts.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, let us know. I do want to tell you something that's kind of cool, because I don't know what your COLAGE account is called, Emily, but you notice ours is called, I think, Cheryl, did you send the link, and it's called sanctuaryonline.live? How cool is that, right? It cost me $2. So you can go on to GoDaddy, because my own account is joby.live. Go on to GoDaddy or any other place where you buy URLs, and I bought a very cheap collage.live, collageonline.live, something like that. And then what you do, and I can teach you to this separately, you can point your URL only to your Zoom account. So it's not really a website, although it's a website. And then people can skip going through your room ID and the password. It's still room ID and password protected, but they don't have to, clicky. So it's just cooler than heck. By the way, it's also just cool, right? So, and if any of you want to do it yourself, same thing. You can get it, go on, buy the URL that makes sense, and .live or online or something like that. And they're incredibly inexpensive. And that was for a year for me to have. So you could probably do collageonline.live, and then everyone clicks on that into their URL. You also, Emily, if you have a really weirdo number for your room ID, you can change it. So for Sanctuary is Cheryl's phone number. My personal one is my phone number. 9 to 11 digits, and you can have any numbers that you want in the world. Again, to make it easy when I'm on the road, if for some reason my link doesn't work, it's my phone number. You can even change your password, because our passwords are quite funky, but you can do all that. You change all that first, then you point your vanity URL to that online ID and password, and it'll be so easy for your folks to get in. So something to think about. Call me on the side and I'll help you with that. Okay. All right, I'm going to go to screen shares, because that is what you'll do probably quite a bit. I will encourage you, one of the things that really is a big difference when you're training online is getting comfortable with screen shares, because a lot of cool stuff can be done when you're sharing your screen. But if you have these PowerPoint slides full of data, full of information, full of instructions, and that's all what you do, click, 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 kids miss your face. Kids miss, the campers are going to miss the faces. That's why I wanted to make sure I taught you in the very beginning when I share my slide, and I'm going to in a minute, you want them to be able to punch out and bring the faces back, right? And then make the slide as big as they want to. So a crucial short teaching. I know I pushed you guys through it very quickly, but you can do that a little bit more slowly. I also want to tell you that when you push to a PowerPoint screen, for the most part, unless you're very good at this, you go blind as the host. Your chat box goes away, your participants goes away, your script, I teach from an electronic script, you know, on my screen, and you can't see what they can see. You can only see the screen that you're sharing. So if you're a facilitator, suddenly all those tools are gone, which is why down here, if you see Joe Bell over here, which really should say, Joe B's other screen. I'm signed in on a second laptop, and you can either use your telephone, you can use your, you know, an iPad, any other secondary device. And I put that up so I know what you're seeing. Okay. So in my case over there, I like that to go back to gallery. So if I push out a shared screen right now, which I'm going to do, like the agenda, suddenly on here on the main screen, I'm talking to you from my blind. Over there, I see exactly what you see. Is that helpful? So as you're going to teach, this is really, I mean, borrow someone's freaking laptop. I mean, it's really worth it for you to have that kind of, otherwise you're going to keep asking them, what are you guys seeing? Are you seeing this? Can you guys see that? And you're just going to lose kind of the flow and the mojo you have as a cool facilitator. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to share my screen here. You see a new slide, don't you? Yes. You know why I can say that? Because it's on my computer right there, so I can see it too. All right, that's just my little example. Now, once I start sharing my screen, you all have something on the very top of your screen that says, you are viewing Joby at Sanctuary in the Woods screen, right? Top of your screen. Nod your heads. I'm going as fast as I can, y'all. Love you. Okay? To the right of that, there's a little box that says View Options. Click that down, and the third option you have is Annotate, right? Yes, it is. Click. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So now we have an option. You have an option. I can lose control, and you can start making hearts. Thank you, whoever did that. Okay, so absolutely. Two things to know. You do not know who's annotating on your screen. Okay, there's no way to find out, which again, depending on what you're having them do, like circle things, thank you, person, you don't know who that is, right? So sometimes it's great that it's anonymous. Whoever's enthusiastic, self-confident, yeah, you guys are fabulous circle drawers, okay? I'm going to encourage you to go over to draw and drop down, and you can actually make a decent circle. Like, no, hold on, not draw. Where is it? Stamps, arrow, arrow, draw. There you go. See that guy right here? You can actually draw big circles, okay? By going all the way down and draw. So play around, knock yourself out. You're very good at this. Yeah, I'm very proud of you, okay? So what you're doing there is, let me get my annotate down. You are drawing, oh, Hannah, see, Hannah made an arrow. And Hannah, when you did that, you went into your, let's see, I gotta go over here, into your spotlight, right? Nope, you went into your arrow. Grab your arrow, everybody, bring your arrow down. The arrow is the only thing that puts your name. Boom. When you do that arrow, so see how it adds your name ahead of time? And that's gonna stay there. So it's the only time if you wanna see somebody or you wanna say, Angel, why don't you, show us which word you like or whatever, you can actually have them do the arrow with their name. You all catch that? Okay. I'm gonna do this because I love you all. As the trainer, I can clear either all the drawings, my drawings, or just viewers' drawings. See ya. Power. I know it's crazy, but if you do that, it's gone. So let's do that again. Why don't you guys go ahead and go into format. See format, pick a favorite color, pick, and then go back up into format, pick a width. And now when you do your things, they will be different colors. Your text will be different colors. When you're doing text, what you do is you type into the text box, and then you clear, and you got to hit your, where's the chat? Is that a real question? Who's asking it? Anybody? To talk to me, you have to take your little space bar and push it down and use your words. Okay?
She's messing with you.
Is that you? I got my chat over here.
No.
Okay. All right.
Can you hear me, Joe?
Yes, I can now.
That
Rachel?
was me. I probably missed something from training before. My bad.
Have you lost your chat box, Rachel?
I did, but
But you're going,
I can ask you about it later.
okay.
Yeah. I'm
It
sorry,
should be
guys.
at the bottom of your, it should be at the bottom of your screen, bub.
Okay, I'll look for it.
And then click it out again. Okay. So are you guys okay? Do you understand this? You've got format. If you notice, you've got an undo and a redo. That's kind of cool. If you undo your last thing, you can also redo your last thing. You can do arrows. I'm trying to see what you can do and what I can do. All the stamps are fun. Drawings are fun. Now you know how to make text, right? You all know how to make text? Yes, Joe.
Joey, we need to go on, move on.
Thanks, hon. Okay. The last thing I want to do is I want to show you two things on this. See on the very right-hand side where it says save? Click on your save. And then what happened is your screens, you took a screenshot of this and it went back in that same Zoom folder where your chat is. Tell me how cool is that, right? So if you are, for example, you built something, oh, I gotta erase you guys. Sorry, clear everything. Clear all drawings. Okay, I changed slides. So in my sharing of slides, say I made a slide like this ahead of time that I wanted the kids to write three feelings they were having today, right? And I would go into my slide ahead of time and I could type their little names in these boxes and then they could write down 3 words, right? They could use their text tool and they could go up there and they could mess around, okay? Why don't you do that? Write some things in boxes. Just please do that for me for a minute. Use your text tool and write a few things in boxes.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is this called? Annotate? Is that something that you had to turn on for us, or we could just annotate any of your slides whenever we felt like it?
Annotate only works, Claire, fabulous question, when I am sharing my screen. Because you've got to be able to have something to annotate on. So it can either be a PowerPoint slide that you prepared,
Joby,
or go ahead.
No,
Yes,
it's not just when you share your screen, when anyone
with
shares.
anybody. Yeah, good thing. In a minute, I'm going to have you all share your screens as well. But when anybody is sharing their screen, everyone has access to that annotate bar. Okay. But see how 2 people in the middle wrote over each other? Something that I have between my text and mouse is something called select. I can select that as the host, and I can take happy and move it over here. Isn't that helpful? Yes, Joe. Again, a brilliant little tip there, right? So whoever likes to dance, love on you. I can select you and take you down to dance in the far corner. Okay, boom. So really helpful to just manage your screen. If you flip off the screen, all of it's lost. Please know that the minute I change slides, all this is gone. Or Cheryl, as the co-host, can you clear these or no? You're on mute. Yeah, is that you?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so when you make a person co-host, they get some of your tools. And where that's really important as a facilitator, if I was gonna say, Cheryl, I wanna go to the next thing. Cheryl, can you clear those for me? Before you do though, everyone wants to save them. Take a picture of that, go up to your save, snap the picture, and it's gonna be in their folder. So you can, whatever you're doing, the conversations that you're keeping, let me get rid of that. You can have them keep those in files, and you can also keep those in files. Kind of like if you were taking a flip chart and ripping it off, right? And then saving it for later, only electronics. Thank you, Jesus. Okay?
So
there-
15
Yep.
minutes.
Thanks,
Joe.
hon. So are you good on breakout or on sharing my screen? Loads of things you can do. I'm just thinking other thing. We've also found, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this. This is probably pretty basic. There are many more things you can do when sharing your screen. You can do videos as well on this, but that should really help you. If you were to send your campers an electronic workbook that had some pre-made sheets like this, when you put them into their breakout rooms, which I'm gonna do next, they could open those up and annotate on them, save them, bring them back into the large group and debrief them. You with me there? Send them an electronic workbook, have some of these things really simple, really simple. You send that ahead of time. When they're in their breakout rooms, they pull it up. Everyone annotates on the little breakout rooms report out. They save the picture of it. Boom, go to their computer, pull it up and debrief a large group, just like in a classroom. That is a really helpful way to put them away and bring them back and keep them tied into content. If we are done there, I am gonna stop sharing because I need to drink some water. Okay. All right. The next thing we wanna do really quickly is send you into breakout rooms. Again, very powerful. I have been in Zoom trainings, my friends, with 500 people on them. I was in one training for 20 days with 1,500 people. And the only reason it was cool was because they put us into breakout rooms every so often with, 4 is probably the smallest amount you want in a breakout room, right? Because, there's always 2 kids who aren't gonna talk or who are shy, or one's actually in the bathroom, one left anyway, and they've got their face up, So you want to make sure when you put folks into breakout rooms, and when you put them into breakout rooms, you can do it a couple different ways. Now, you don't have an option right now, I don't think, but I do. I'm going to click breakout rooms, and it tells me right here, and you can't see this. I wish you could, unless you can. Hold on one second. Let me do something crazy. I might be able to make this work, Cheryl. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. Yeah, Zoom doesn't let you share Zoom. It's really kind of rude that way. So anyway, as a host, and I'm going to encourage you to play with this, I hit my breakout room box right down here on my bottom. It says assign 11 participants into how many rooms. What I can do is I'm going to choose 3 rooms, and I have 2 options now. One is automatic, and Zoom will just put you into those 3 rooms, okay? Or I can do it manually, and this might be something if you've got kids of certain ages, or for any reason you want to put the same kids in a breakout room, you can do that. And the way you do it is quite easy. I'm going to talk you through it. No, you can't see anything. You hit manual, it says create rooms, and it says assign a room. I can take, right now it pops up breakout room 1 and 2 and 3 just as generic. If I hover my mouse over the breakout room, I can rename it. So I could name it, ages 8 to 12, 13 to 16. Whatever I want to do, I can name it blue, orange, yellow. I can name whatever I want. And then over to the right-hand side, it says assign. When I click the assign button, all of your names come up. So all I have to do is go Brittany, Cheryl, and Claire, and Angel, because you all have early in the alphabet names. And I'm going to assign, who's left? Hannah, Emily, Ella, all the E's. You guys are going into room 2. And then in breakout room 3, I'm going to throw Olivia and Rachel and Sarah. And then I'm going to open the rooms. See ya. There you go.
we could save it
Hi
and
there.
then take it back into the big group. So
I
you
can.
can't start a group.
I'll leave now. I don't even know how to.
Anyway,
Yeah, leave the room. Okay.
yeah. Anyway,
You can join. So as the host, you can pop in, and I gotta go. I gotta do this 3 times. I can pop up. So you have fun with
Hey.
Hey, what did I say? We thought you might visit us.
You can pop in just in case you don't actually trust they're any longer talking about the content you asked them to talk about. So you can pop in, check in, see how they're doing, and then you can leave again, which I'm doing. Love you. And then you came back.
Woo!
Isn't that fun?
It's a trip.
So I'm going to honor time here. Inside your breakout room, again, it's a really powerful place to give them something ahead of time so that someone has the instructions, right? Think about this. Normally, if you're doing tabletop groups and someone says, what are we doing? You can reiterate the instructions. If you have the book, you can say, go to page 5. Everyone pull up page 5, and one person will share their screen. Okay, so you show them how to do that. And then now they know how to do the text tools and the annotate and things like that. And they can actually go up and they can bring that out, do the work, you know, and then save it. It's going to go to the file. You launch them all back into the rooms. They all come back into the rooms, into the main room. And then someone can go ahead and pull up that file, share their screen for the large group, and you can talk about, you know, the results from that, the first breakout room, the second breakout room, the third breakout room. Pretty cool? Any questions on breakout rooms? Cheryl? Cheryl's giving me a thumbs up. One thing that anybody can do is if you, for some reason, don't have a workbook like that, when you share your screen, the other thing you can share, and I do this with you carefully because I've met you all, and I know you like to draw things, you can share what's called a whiteboard. You with me? And you can knock yourself out on your whiteboard. Same idea. So in case you don't have, or it just doesn't make sense to do the other thing, you could even, I could clear my drawings, and you could say, okay, everybody who lives in the north, write your names up here, give me a picture. Anyone who lives in the southeast, right? So you could do this. This is just a whiteboard. Same idea. There's Cheryl with her little name again with the arrow. As a facilitator, you've got a little spotlight thing that's kind of cool. Where'd it go? And I can spotlight things. Okay. All right. I am not going to save this. I'm going to clear everything. And then I'm going to come back out again. Stop sharing. All right. We're about 6 minutes in. How are you doing? Any questions on breakouts, on sharing your screen yet? Pretty good?
I have a question about breakout.
Emily,
go
ahead, Brittany.
When you're recording and you have breakout sessions, does it record every separate session or do you lose that function?
I think you lose that function, and it comes, what you do record is going to be like, for me right there, if I was breaking you all out, normally I'd put Cheryl and I, my co-pilot, my moderator, with me, and we just stay in the large room. And you know, I'm not even sure if it records that. I would have to check on that for you. Cheryl, will you write that one down? We'll check on that for you. Good question, Brittany. Gabe, you were going to say something?
Yeah. I think you can also record in a breakout room, though.
They probably could. Once again, I think for security reasons, you're going to always want folks to say, we're recording now, you know, and give them permission, and just be, especially when you're working with youth, right? So, Gabe, you had a question?
Oh, no, I was just going to say it all makes sense. I think we'll probably need to like tool around with it a little bit in practice, but yeah.
How was it that you popped into one room and then the next? Did you just keep returning to the main one and like put yourself in?
It's magic, totally magic. Yes, yes. What you do, again, back here under breakouts, did you see the messages I was sending you guys? I was sending little messages. You can send messages in. You can do a timer that says, I want the breakouts to last 10 minutes. And then you can give a warning at 1 minute left, you know, so they can close up their conversation. With kids, you might want to give one at 5 and 3 and 2 and 1, you know. And then you can just join. So I have all the breakouts. I can see everybody who's in there. I just can go and join and just say hello, just check in. You can also, they can ask for help, right? Did you see that as an option? They could ask for the facilitator. That would send me a note that says, hey, Joe, breakout room 3 needs you. So pretty amazing stuff. And Hannah, the way Cheryl and I were going to send you home with homework, we know that you all need to be able to do this on the 25th of July. We were going to suggest that one night, Emily, you get the bad cop out and you put your facilitators in groups of 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. And then you do an hour and do just what I did. One facilitator, say it's you, Sarah, you'll go first. And you take 15 minutes and you're the host, right? And then you walk folks around, you put them in breakout so you can see all that stuff. You share your whiteboard, you go blind, you go, oh my God, I forgot this, you know? And then you have 15 minutes of fame. Then Ella, then it's your turn. 15 minutes, do the same things. A little bit of the familiarization, a little bit of sharing your screen back and forth, share some PowerPoint, share a whiteboard, share a video. Put them into breakouts, pop in, but you have to have at least 4 because then you can put 3 breakout rooms and you have to have at least 3, right? So 1 person in each breakout. Then you did Olivia, the next 15 minutes of fame was yours. You know, Angel, the next 15 minutes of fame was yours. You will learn so much, gain so much confidence and get so much familiarity if you see that done 4 times just with the basic stuff. You're going to be very confident, right, in your groups.
Yeah,
maybe then you do a half an hour and do best practices. What did your group learn? What did your group learn? What did your group learn? And come together in a large group like this and share that. Cheryl?
Right. Just as the host, you have the ability to assign someone else as the host. So that way, that's the way that each person can have an ability to be the host, you know.
Yeah,
so,
good call. You can hand off host and you can make co-hosts. And when you do that, everyone that does that, like only the host has breakout room. Even Cheryl, when I made you the co-host, Cheryl, you don't have breakout room authority, right? She went away. She froze. Pretty sure that's true. And you can only have 1 host at a time, but you can hand the hosts around. All right. Now, I would love to know. That is the wrong one. End polling. Hold on. Oh, dear God, okay. There we go. That's the one I want to do. Go ahead, and I have 3 fabulous questions for you, and you can answer these questions. Good luck. When you get all 3 questions done, then you hit submit, and I will be able to see your answers. I can't see your answers. I see the answers collated. Oh my God, I should see a little bit of giggling at least, for crying out loud. I worked very hard on these. Thank you, Claire. I at least got a smile there going on.
So 2, it's not letting me pick multiple things.
Right. On number 2 is or not?
It's not.
User error, operator error. Then I probably built it wrong.
Okay, because I enjoy most of the people and it's great, so it's a hard choice right now.
So I can see that 5 of 10 of you have voted so far. 6 of 10 of you have voted so far. Did I launch it too quickly here? Nope. Cancel. All right, I'm gonna share the results and that pops out to you, right? So you can see, look, Cheryl, it's great. It's not the most amazing training I've ever experienced, but it is great. I love that one person, whoever you are. multiple choice questions that I made wrong? And then, do we understand polls well enough? I'm clueless, but I promise to watch the Zoom training. Okay, if I wanted to, I can stop sharing those, and I can also relaunch the poll. If I relaunch it, what happens is all the old answers are cleared, okay? Polling is fun, polling is easy. You can build a whole bunch of polls. Maybe when it's people come back from breaks, it's a great time to do it, kind of as a time saver. But I have one more thing I have to show you. Is that okay? Can I do one more thing? This is called...
I just want to, can I say something really quick first?
Sure.
One of the reasons why you might want to set up a poll is if you had a poll at the very beginning of something you said, and you were asking people if they know how to do certain things or how they understand, what their understanding of something is or whatever, and then you redo the poll at the end, you can see if what they've learned, you know, so you can use that for those kinds of purposes. So that's one of the reasons to redo the poll. Sorry, that's enough. Sorry.
No, you're
Do
good.
yours.
You're good, hon. What I saw this again, this is very fun, and it's really fun if you have large groups. So you got to just deal with me. When we would come back from breaks from these big Zoom classrooms, they would be playing music, and the music would be where you have to act it out, right? So it might be Madonna, you know, with Vogue, or it might be, let me see, one example. So I want you to do whatever comes naturally when I do this. Hold on here. Come on, Joby. I know it's dated. What do you think? Come on. Now. Ella! Bring it home. Emily, get it going. Woo! Come on. Claire. So if you are dancing away like that, Claire, I can take you out of that pain. Just hold on a second here. Where are you? This is called Spotlight Video. It's also fun. Rachel is laughing. Hold on here. Okay, so that might have been a little bit.
Rachel was apologizing for us.
Come on, ready? Now bring a picture of your dog. There's your doggy, Rachel. Brittany!
Oh,
Oh, dear God, let me stop this. I can't even stop it now. So let me get Brittany off. But see, that is a little tiny thing called Spotlight Video. And when you're the host, you have all the folks come in gallery, and you just hover over their photo, and those three little dots, like I said, if you look down on that, one of them is Spotlight Video. And there's Sarah, so she can't hide. So she has her cute little dog, and you notice that, or she's doing, I don't know, whatever the dances are. You could do, what is the one I was thinking of? Gangnam, right? They could be doing the horsey ride thing, right? Rachel, help me out here. who do I have on Spotlight? Is that how you, Sarah? Are you on Spotlight now? I can't see anything. There you are. And then I can cancel the Spotlight. Okay. Whew! We tried very hard to get as much in a short time as possible. Let me get my dog out of the back of my, although you gotta give credit to a Labrador in the summer, right? This is, who's living in Phoenix again? There you go. It's smart dog. So what we tried to do was give you all the tools we thought would really help you initially. And I promise you, if you go to Zoom educational videos, like you go into your Zoom, hook up into Zoom, and there are videos 10 minutes long on everything possible you could think about. So there's on how to log into a meeting, how to do breakout rooms, how to do polls, how to do anything like that. Before asking a question, I would go ahead and, are you laughing? Hannah is just, okay, I'm gonna take my background off. I think the dog is cuter than I am, so I'm competing, aren't I? There you go. Is that better, Hannah? Now I'm in my childhood bedroom. Anyway, we just tried to give you what we thought would be a very high level, and honoring your time. I know we're a couple minutes over. If anybody wants to stay on, Cheryl and I will stay on at least till Cheryl's bedtime and help you practice, or I can make you the host so you can see a few things if you want to. You can put the rest of us in any breakout rooms, anything at all like that if you'd like to practice, or just ask any questions. But we hopefully gave you functional and fun tools to engage your campers and to help you feel very confident in the work you're going to do. I am going to encourage you to do the homework. At least 4 of you play the host, practice the functional stuff. You'll come across so strong, and you'll come up with questions, and you'll learn things you didn't even know were there. Cheryl, anything else, my love? Cheryl's the brains in this unit. I'm just the talking. I'm the front chick, but she's got all the brains. Cheryl,
I just was going to say thank you so much, Emily, for hosting us and getting us involved in this, and thank you, Rachel, for giving us an opportunity. Yeah, so we love you guys. That was awesome. And we really hope that everything goes well for you, and we're happy to come back and give you some more if you want more details or whatever. Yeah, and Emily, we'll get back with you with these questions you had. So for sure, we'll get back.
And Emily, we did want to let you know, if you wanted to do another one of these, you know, in a week or 2 weeks, we would love you to do homework first, because you'll be such a smarter audience. You'll have much better questions, and then we can go a little deeper on the breakout rooms. I mean, you can do closed caption on the bottom. You can do so much cool stuff that in 60 minutes, we didn't think it was fair to kind of fire hose you with all that information. I know it might have already felt that way to try and get this in.
No, this was great. Thank you so much. Yay.
All right.
Okay, unmute, and then applaud. It's much better for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thanks, guys. Nice to meet all of you. We're so excited for you and for what you're going to do. You're going to be great for these folks, and it makes all the difference in the world, the connection. So jump off if you need to jump off. Stick on if you want to stick on. And Cheryl and I, like I said, will make ourselves available. Cheryl tends to go to bed around 10, and you want her to. But we're happy to stay on for a half an hour or so if you like any questions, okay? Brittany, you got a question on close? I'm just going to jump into it. Bye, whoever has to jump off. Bye, God bless. Have fun. Brittany, a question. Go ahead, unmute yourself, hon. Yep.
Yeah, so we had a group with a couple of kids on Saturday, and we tried to have closed captions, but then when you stopped speaking, the closed captions would disappear, and we couldn't get them to restart again.
Okay, so let me figure this out on you, because I think closed caption became, Cheryl, that was when we were sharing screen, right?
Yeah, when you're sharing, was it when you were sharing a screen? Or yes, it seemed like it was sharing a screen where it would show up, and it wouldn't show up unless there was a screen share, I think.
Wow.
Hey guys, I've got to go. I love
Bye,
you.
Ray.
Thank you, mamas.
Love you, Ray.
Bye, Britt. Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Okay, my sharing screen is really weird there. Let me try. So if I went into screen, at the beach. Cheryl, what was weird was I think the PowerPoint had to be, Brittany, had to be in,
Presentation mode.
it had to be in presentation mode. And
Yeah.
then down here, I was able to go, and I think they actually call it subtitles. So
Yeah.
you see that on your screen now, right?
Yes.
But the only person that it seems to work for is the host. So if you, any of you kind of try and say something and see if it happens on the bottom of the screen.
Well, what it happens for is the person who is sharing their screen. That person.
Okay, let me
is the
stop,
person-
Cheryl.
Yeah.
Can you share, go ahead and share your screen and then see if that works.
Okay.
Oops, for some reason mine's still sharing.
Yeah,
Go
well, Brittany, well, I'll just share a whiteboard. Let's see if that works. So if I share a whiteboard, no, because none of that stuff shows up down there. So it
Right.
must
I think it's only
be
for some
a
reason in
PowerPoint,
PowerPoint
you know?
presentation mode.
Okay.
But that is a good thing to take a look at, because you can also, I can change my settings about those subtitles. If I go into settings while they're on. Oh, you can't see what I'm seeing anymore. Yeah, not a great answer. We just discovered subtitles this afternoon when we were prepping for you.
Okay.
So again, you know what I would do honestly, and this is Cheryl, I forget what you were doing, Cheryl. We were trying to take a look at how to learn how to do manual setups in breakouts, because it's really important for you all. You really might want to put, I don't know, you might want to categorize
together, right?
campers in some way, especially if you got like 2 shy kids and 2 real talkers, or 6, you know, you want to do some of that stuff so you get a good conversation. That's again why it's really good to have a moderator like Cheryl, and she can be, as people are introducing themselves, she can be writing down Bailey, quiet, Brittany, talking, Sarah, talking, you know, and you can kind of do a plus, plus, minus, minus, and then boom, in the background, Cheryl can be putting those folks into breakouts. Now here's the deal. What's a brilliant idea is to have the moderator, the co-host, the logistician be the actual host. Then she in the background, as I'm saying, we're about to go into breakouts. I'm the co-host. You don't know that. I'm talking and I'm saying, Cheryl, we're going to do this now. I'd like 5 breakout rooms, and that will put about four kids each in a breakout room. And you know what? Who really thinks they like to talk about this topic, whatever it is, dogs? Sarah, you'd love to talk about that? Sarah, you're going in the first breakout room, okay? You're going to be the leader in that breakout room, okay, Sarah? And Cheryl, boom, puts you in breakout room 1. Brittany, you've got a dog? Did I see you dancing with the dog earlier when we came back from that break? Cool. Brittany, would you be the leader in room 2? Fabulous. Okay, Cheryl, you know, so you can do that. All I'm doing is talking. But between you and me, I'm telling Cheryl, here's how I want the folks to go, you know, and she's in the background. And really, it's not hard. It does take some concentration, and you wouldn't want to be doing it and be the primary talker at the same time when you're trying to think like that. So
yeah, the other way you can do it is you can send them on a break, and then you can set it up while they're on a break, and then when they come back, you can, you know, send them into the
idea.
I was gonna ask if it was possible to pre-program the breakout rooms, but it makes a lot of sense to have another person as the host doing the administration.
Yeah, and there are some ways to pre-program them, Sarah, but when we were starting to look at it, it looked a little bit complicated, and it has to do, you have to have the person registered, or you have to have, you know, all this kind of information. And then you never know for sure if they're going to show up. So that's why we thought, well, you know, it's almost better to do it when they're there, you know.
Yeah. And we would never teach, I would never teach a class I care about without a moderator. When we teach on Tuesday nights, I have 2 moderators, you know, just to be managing things like this. And especially if you're going to lock the rooms down, someone's going to leave a breakout room and they're going to hit leave meeting instead. Now you've got the meeting locked and you're screwed. You have to go up as the host, or Cheryl could, I could say, you know, I think we're missing Hannah. You know what? Something must have happened, but I bet she'd like to come back in. So Cheryl, can you unlock the room? And this helps them know there's safety too, right? Cheryl can go up in the top and she can hit unlock. Hannah can come into the waiting room and it was leave a little message for Hannah. The host will let you in soon. Another good practice because of this, especially because you're working with youth, is you might at the beginning opening slide say, today your 3 hosts are going to be Sarah and Brittany and myself, Joe. And here are Sarah and Brittany's cell phone numbers, because if you get stuck out for some reason and can't get back in, or you can't make the password work or something like that, it's totally going to happen. Please text Sarah. Please text Brittany, you know, and they'll be checking those. And then you've got, again, depending on how big the room is, that's how many monitors you need, you know. And if you two are working in the background, you two, Sarah and Brittany, can be on the chat privately talking to each other, right? About what the heck's going on, and it doesn't bother me iota. And then I don't have to watch. I might have my phone out for texts just from the 2 of you, you know? So that's what called contracting. And we might even do a half, if Emily wants us to come back, Cheryl, it might be a great idea for us to do a half an hour on contracting, setting up the room, setting up the roles, and then a half an hour on what did you guys learn about breakout rooms? What questions do you have? What did you learn about sharing your screen? What questions do you have? You know, any questions around polls and things like that. Because if you all do not have licensed rooms to practice with, you can't even set up polls, I don't think. I don't even know, some of that stuff is not available to you unless you're a licensed user, which means you have your own account, you know, or in our case, you're borrowing one of our accounts. Cheryl?
Yeah, which you're welcome to do. You know, if you guys need to, we will be happy to lend out our accounts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is really, really useful. Thank you so much.
Happy to help you. I love your house.
Thanks. That's my grandparents' house. It's really nice to be here.
Yeah, it makes a difference where we've had to self-isolate, eh? Brittany, where are you?
I'm in the living room. I live at home with my mom.
Cool. We just did the same thing. We moved back with my mom. I'm in my childhood bedroom right now, and Cheryl's downstairs in the dining room. And once again, Cheryl's downstairs, I'm up here, so there's no feedback. If we were together, like on the dining room table together on 2 ends, you'd hear feedback back and forth, you know? So there's little things like that. If you all feel like it was useful, we would absolutely come back again. And there's so much of facilitation to share, and of room set up to share, and of contracting, and you guys doing some rehearsals. You do not want to get in front of the kids and just go, what do we do now? You know, and it will happen to you. As folks, we are on our, 9th week, Cheryl? We're in our 3rd month of
the main thing that I feel like is, and I did this as Phil said, it doesn't matter if it's with adults or with kids. The whole key is when you're doing something online like this, you keep them engaged. And so you have to come up with all these little tricks and tools to keep them engaged. Okay, everybody give me a green arrow for here. Everybody give me a hand clap over here. All right, yeah, did everybody get that? Yeah, all right, let's go on a break now. And when you come back, bring your dog, you know, I mean, whatever.
And then
anything you can
let the dogs out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and you're right, Cheryl. That was one thing I forgot. That's what I was going to say in under participants. If you give them something to read, you're like, okay, let's all read page 2 and 3, and when you're done, give me a green check mark up in your participants, right? And then I would say, Brittany, I see you're done. Thank you. Sarah, thank you. Cheryl, good. Thank you. And now majority rules. Most of you are able to finish, and we move to the next thing. So you can control your classroom, just getting really comfortable with those tools like that. Yeah. Yep. Anything else, folks? Or were you good? It's like, I'm sure your brain's like, oh, my brain is full now.
No, this was great.
And now we have some good homework too. I love this. Now I get to go learn some other stuff and get it back to you guys. So
and I'm going to save the chat now.
And you also need to save the recording.
I need to stop the recording and save the recording. And we're going to put the recording up on our YouTube channel. It's called Sanctuary Online. Surprise. and as we brand ourselves, and we'll make it public so you all can go ahead and take a look at that. Okay?
Okay.
I'll send that to you
Thank
in
you
an
so
email
much.
to Hannah. All right. It's so nice to meet you all.
You too.
Meet you.
Take care. I am ending the meeting.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.